to review it, or the ministry itself will review it. Then the ministry will then write a covering letter. This covering letter could be signed by the chief director or the minister himself. These letters that we sign will be forwarding the estimates to the office of the president for the attention of the chief of staff or whoever the office decides should have a look at it. Sometimes when time allows, as it happened in February of this year, we may organize a meeting between officials of the ministry, the GFA, and the office of the president. Where there is no time, the office of the president could meet with the ministry and we agree on areas that we should agree on. Where there is still not much time and information is so available, the office alone can decide so moto what they think should be accepted and what should not be accepted. When that is concluded, an official letter is then written, copied the Ministry of Sports and Recreation with the approved budget. At this moment, we can now talk about a budget because the government with the mandate and authority to spend has given indication and clarity as to what they say can be done and what cannot be done. Until then, what we have from GFA, what we have from the ministry are estimates.
Hello, you're welcome back. Those were some of the inserts from the minister's press briefing. That is our substantial issue for editorial this morning, but we know there's a big happening. Earlier, before the minister's inserts, we showed you excerpts from the presidency. Joseph Lai got us some beautiful visuals from the Speaker of Parliament's visit to the president. A lot of the time, the Speaker of Parliament's visit to the presidency is not made public. And even for the ones that are made public, we are less concerned because it has hardly to do with sports. But this time, we're excited that the Speaker was there, the Chief of Staff was there, and it was sports at the center stage. And that is because on Friday, there's a big happening. There's the celebration of Ghana's democracy, using sports and football for that matter as a driving tool. The Democracy Cup is on Friday. It's scheduled for the University of Ghana Stadium at 3 p.m. We're going to have the judiciary line up against the legislature. I know there are some good players within the legislature. My very good friend, Vincent Ekowasifwa, the stalwart defender, member of parliament for Old Tafo constituency, he will be in action. I know that the Honorable Collins Adumako Mensah and his style and everything you could liken to Diego Armando Maradona. Honorable Collins Adumako Mensah, the member of parliament for the Fija-Kwabre North constituency, will be in action. My very good friend, Honorable Yusuf Jaja, very good footballer. He would also be in action. And for those of you that have not seen Honorable Haruna Idrisu, he's a super fantastic player. He scored in last year's edition. He's poised to delivering a brace or hat-trick on Friday. So you've got to be at the University of Ghana Stadium. We'll have some of our ex-players also feature in the game, the likes of Stephen Tornado Appiah, John Mensah, 1978 AFCON top scorer. Will also be there. The former Great Olympics striker would also feature in that team. Emmanuel Ajimambedu, Jerry Akamenkun, and a host of other players will be there. And so yesterday, there was a visitation to the presidency. The Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honourable Alban Suman Agbagben Kingsford, was at the presidency to, as it were, present the trophy at stake to the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Later we'll mention His Excellency John Dramani Mahama because he charged the Sports Minister to make the Black Stars budget public, and the Sports Minister has done exactly that. So, I mean, this was a group picture from that presentation. Beautiful trophy by all standards. Okay, I see Yao Ampofo Ankra in the picture. I see Ketedwin Simeon Okraku, the GFA president, also in the picture. John Mensah is there. The majority leader, Honorable Mahama Ayariga, is also there. I see the president, Yao Amankwamreku, is former captain of Accra Hearts of Oak. I see him there. The sports minister is also there. And then the chairman for the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sports, Youth and Culture, the Honorable Nogbe, is also there in his blue and white Batakai. If you see his Batakai, you may be tempted to think that he supports Accra Great Olympics. I'm not too sure about that. But on Friday, it's Accra Great Olympics against Accra Hearts of Oak. Then I see the Honorable Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff, also then. The Honorable Julius Debra has always, there are reasons to commend him. He's not my friend, he's not our friend, but there are reasons to commend him. Because I personally like the way he's taking particular interest in sports. And for a lot of the major happenings in sports, he's there. He's leading the crusade for regular exercises in the weekend, asking the entire nation to come out on weekends and exercise so that we're able to build a healthy nation. Even on Saturday, there's another big program. This is what the Millennium Marathon, Run for the Future, Unleash the Power Within. And I understand that the Honorable Julius Debra, the Chief of Staff, is the special guest of honor on Saturday, the 6th of September at exactly 6 a.m. He's not only coming there to speak. If you see the picture on the flyer, he says he's going to run the 5 kilometers. He is going to run, leading by example, setting the agenda for the entire nation to cultivate the habit of having to exercise regularly so that we build a healthy nation. And he's already been doing that and leading that crusade by example. This is one of the walks he organized at the Plus Trasaco Valley Estate, if you want to put it. But he's there. He's in there leading the charges. I understand that he does that with his friends every Saturday, and he's leading. So this is one of the walks at Trasaco Valley. We see some of our friends in there. KOD is in there. So this is also one of the works. Recently, he also had another one at the University of Ghana campus, inspiring the young people that, Chale, you are not only here to learn. It is not just about the books, but you need to stay healthy. So he worked with Julius Debra, hit the University of Ghana campus, and there we saw him doing the 5-kilometer walk across the University of Ghana campus to also inspire the young people to exercise. And this is him, and it's interesting how he looks fit and how he's walking very fit. And this Saturday, he says he's going to run. Again, another important function of sports that he was present was the launch of the Ghana Football Association ADESA Production Partnership. The partnership that is ensuring that Premier League clubs, the 18 Premier League clubs, are given 1 million Ghana cedis before the start of the Ghana Premier League season 2025-2026. He was the special guest of honor. He revealed that initiative was funded on cabinet directive. What it means is that in that partnership that is making sure that our clubs have substantial amounts for their operations ahead of the start of the season, the Honorable Julius Debra was at the center of it. He says it is a cabinet initiative. And it is a cabinet initiative, then of course he is at the center of it and he must be applauded. These are some of the pictures from that function. You have the GFA president, the GFA vice president, the majority leader, sports minister was also there, and then the boss of ADESA Production also there. So we'll commend the Honorable Julius Debra for his enormous contribution to sports. But like Oliver Twist, would always ask for more. It is refreshing. Those of us in sports must be excited that we have a chief of staff who is interested in sports, who pays particular attention in sports. And that is why the federations must put themselves together, ensure that they are doing the right thing so that they can tap into his love for sports. The president is interested in sports. It's fantastic. And so we'll end it there, and then we'll come to our substantive issue for today. Yesterday in the morning, just after Metro Sports, I saw this flyer. On Metro Sports yesterday, Kobna Santimfojo Kobe Jones raised the issue, an issue we had dealt with on editorial. He spoke about how the minister had promised. The minister was here in the studios when he was appointed the minister designate for sports and recreation. We had an exclusive conversation with him here in the studios, and he mentioned that one of the changes he was bringing to the sports ministry was to ensure transparency and accountability, and that anytime the Black Stars had to play, anytime the FA presents a budget to the ministry for Black Stars games or activities, he was going to make those documents public. And so about 2 weeks ago, we're here and then we asked the minister that it's about 2.5 weeks to the big games against Chad and Mali. We have not seen the budget. Kobe Jones raised it yesterday, but on the show, those of you remember, I told Kobe that I feel the timing is not right to raise the issue. Let us wait until those games have been played, and if the minister does not make the budget public, then we'll go ahead to speak about it. We'll remind the minister that he made a promise which he must deliver on. And then soon after the show, we saw this flyer from the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, Office of the Honorable Minister, meets the press, public briefing on the Black Stars budget, Match Day 7 and Match Day 8, 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Tuesday, 2nd September, 4 p.m., Ministry of Sports and Recreation Conference Room. You have your opinion, but the truth of the matter and the bottom line is that the minister had delivered on a promise he made. He had delivered on a promise made by the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, because back in late February when the President was on the floor of Parliament to deliver the State of the Nation's address, he said to the parliamentarians, he said to the Speaker, he said to Ghanaians that he had charged the Minister of Youth and, the Minister of Sports and Recreation to make the Black Stars budget public. And so if the minister has made the budget public, you may have your issues with the timing, with the delivery, but the bottom line is that he's made it public. It was a government promise, and they have delivered on it. So we will commend the minister for taking the bold step, the bold initiative to make the Black Stars budget public, and most especially delivering on his promise. As to whether that is necessary or not, we have our individual opinions. I may feel it is not necessary. That has been my position, that it is not necessary to single out the Black Stars budget and make it public. But that's an individual opinion. It is a campaign promise. It's a promise the president made, and they have delivered on it. And so we must commend them for the bold initiative. No minister, no government has been bold enough to make the Black Stars budget public, to make any agency of the sports ministry's budget public. What we have often seen is the expenditure after we have spent at the major tournament, after we have spent on the major games, then we come out with the expenditure. A lot of the time, it is not even at press briefings. Usually, it is through the Parliamentary Select Committee on Sport, Youth and Culture, or when we have had to form commissions or committees of inquiries, like it happened with Maputo. After Ghana had returned from the African Games, there were a number of issues, a lot of issues. I mean, allegations of corruption here and there, maltreatment of our athletes and the Ghanaian contingent in Maputo. And so the president at the time formed a committee to make inquiries into the happenings. The budget was put to light. After the 2014 FIFA World Cup participation in Brazil, there were issues. And so again, the president set up a commission of inquiry, and some of the components, not the entire budget, but some of the components of the budget were made public as a result of the commission's work. But this is the first time, out of their own will, any ministry, any government is making the Black Stars budget public. And so again, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we will salute you for that. But there are issues. So we will, in as much as we are commending the ministry and the government for making the budget public, I'm sure that there are some other issues that would also delve into. Now, the first issue Metro Sports wants to take a look at is the timing of the release of the budget, whether it is appropriate. Now, the budget was released yesterday after 4 p.m. because the presser started around a quarter after 4 p.m. So it was less than 48 hours to that big game against Chad. The conversation and the narratives have moved away from the team's preparation. Whether the team is getting the best of treatment in N'Djamena or not, people are no longer concerned. The media is not talking about that. How many reports have you heard from N'Djamena from last night and today? The attention is now on the budget and the figures. So from Metro Sports' point of view, the timing we're asking, is the timing right? That in less than 48 hours to this crucial encounter, this is where we're revealing the budget. And we know how the issues of the Black Stars budget have often sparked controversies. Could we have done this 2 weeks earlier? Could we have done this 3 weeks earlier? So that the conversations would have been exhausted by the time the team assembled here in Ghana. Was it possible to do so? Would that have been ideal as compared to having released it less than 48 hours to the game, so that from last night up until now, the things we have had to deal with is the budget, and not how well the team is faring, not the team's readiness, not the tactics, not the expected players that are supposed to play in tomorrow's game against Chad. I'm sure you've got some thoughts. You can share them with us, whether you feel the timing is good, whether the timing is ideal or not. Another issue Metro Sports editorial team takes a look at is why the minister and the ministry will pitch the estimated or proposed budgets from the Ghana Football Association against the actual that was approved. Now, there are standard financial practices. There are standards. Budgets are proposed, budgets are reviewed, then the final draft is approved. So there's the proposed budget, there's a review, and then there's an accepted or approved budget. I'm yet to see any organization, any proper institution put out proposed budget and also put out the approved budget. If the budget is not approved and what is on the table is the proposed budget, then you put out the proposed budget and then tell the people that this is subjected to review. But there's a proposed budget. The budget has been scrutinized already, submitted to presidency, accepted and approved. What is the business of going back to bring the proposed budget and then pitch it against the approved budget? There's those that have interpreted that to be the ministry wanting to put the Football Association in a bad light, whereas to them, they want to look good in the eyes of the masses. I'm not sure if that is the inspiration, if that is the reason for which the ministry did that, but that is how they chose to present the budget. So here is a breakdown of Black Stars budget for Chad World Cup qualifier. Details: estimated budget, approved budget. So there's charter flight, $300,000. That was not touched. It was approved. Then there's per diem, 26 players, $150. That was also accepted. Then there's the per diem, 27 officials, $200. That was also accepted. And then there's accommodation in Chad, player officials, $250 per head. That was also accepted. Then incidental expenses, $60,000. That was reduced from $60,000 to $20,000. Meals in Chad, $80 per head daily. That was also not touched. Then there's bonuses for players, $10,000. The minister is telling us that it has been reduced to $5,000. And after going through this, we'll tell you what we also know, because we have followed the team. We have covered the Black Stars from about 2009, 2010 up until now. We continue to follow the Black Stars. So there are things we know about the Black Stars expenditure, and we'll share them with you. So this one, bonuses for players, FA proposed $10,000. The minister says he's paying $5,000. Bonuses for head coach, FA proposed $20,000. Minister says or the approved budget is $10,000. Then there are bonuses for assistant coaches, reduced from $10,000 to $5,000. Then bonuses for team officials, reduced from that's $10,000. It has been cancelled. Then there's bonuses for team doctors, physio, video analyst. So let's categorize all of them into supporting staff. So from $10,000 it's been reduced to $4,000 for all the supporting staff. So again, could we not just have, because the minister said he was going to put out Black Stars budget. He didn't tell us that, oh, we will carry what was presented by the Football Association and come and pitch it against what has been approved. What Ghanaians need is the approved budget. That is what you promised. So I don't know what the inspiration is to put out these figures so that people can compare and contrast. And I tell you, this is putting the Football Association in the bad light. But these are only proposals. And for everywhere, in any organization, budgets are subjected to reviews. Budgets they are estimated expenditure. Some of them are proposals, like bonuses. It's a proposal. So if the Football Association, if the standard has been paying $10,000, or the standard has been paying $5,000 and there is a proposal for a review to $10,000 and you do not accept, must you come and put that in the public space? What do we achieve? What do we intend to achieve by putting this in the public space? Is it necessary that we make it public knowledge? We're inviting your thoughts. Share them with us. Now let's go to what we know as far as Black Stars budget and expenditure is concerned. The first point is that the Black Stars Management Committee members do not take winning bonus. Black Stars Management Committee members, they don't take winning bonus. So it's not as if the minister has come to cancel it. And the minister has the budget for the previous matches. If they were paid bonuses, the minister should let us know. This will be the 7th and 8th games we are playing. We have already played 6 matches. In those 6 matches, if the management committee members were paid winning bonuses, I'm saying that the minister should let us know. Because from our checks, from what we know, having covered the Black Stars extensively, as Metro Sports, as Ignite Media Sports, we know that Black Stars Management Committee members from Isaac Esiama Mustafa Yusuf's time, even if we cannot speak for the era of Honorable Isaac Esiama, from Honorable Mustafa Yusuf's time, we can say that the management committee members do not take winning bonus. There are times they have been paid per diems, and there are times they have been paid appearance fees, but those are different from winning bonuses. There's a difference between per diem and winning bonus. And there's a difference between appearance fee and winning bonus. So again, this is inaccurate. The management committee members do not take winning, and that is a fact. So it's not as if somebody has now taken the decision to cancel winning bonuses. No, that is inaccurate. Let us go again. What we know about Black Stars budget and expenditure. Point number 2, Black Stars players are paid 10,000 USD for World Cup games. Winning bonuses, but only 5,000 is paid when the game is won, and the rest of the 5,000 is paid in bulk if the team eventually qualifies to the World Cup. This has been the practice before the qualifiers for the 2022 World Cup, so it's not a new policy. That is it. Look, and so the minister must be clear whether he will no longer pay the 5,000 that is paid at the end of qualification. And if he will not, because I remember that the Black Stars were earning $10,000 as winning bonus during the days of Kwesi Nyantakyi, and then Honorable Isaac Esiama, when he took over as the sports minister, said that no, we could not pay the Black Stars $10,000 for playing in AFCON qualifiers, for playing in World Cup qualifiers. So that was reviewed and slashed down. And when Keto Kreku became president of the Football Association, between Keto Kreku teamed up with Isaac Esiama, there was that negotiation, that collaboration, and the Black Stars winning bonuses were slashed down from 10,000 to 5,000 USD for AFCON. At the time, when Black Stars played in friendly matches, it was a flat rate. Whether they won the friendly matches or not, they were paid appearance fee of $5,000. Again, they took the decision to reduce that from $5,000 to $3,000. These are information we know by virtue of the fact that we covered the team extensively. So these reviews were done back in 2018, 2019. Now, if you are paying 5,000 cedis for, and let's assume without admitting that the minister has taken the decision to slash it to 5,000 and he will not pay any carry forward. You cannot pay $5,000 for AFCON qualifiers and pay $5,000 for World Cup qualifiers because the two tournaments do not give you the same value. Now, the Black Stars played in the AFCON qualifiers. They did not qualify. For the matches they won, they didn't even win any match. But if they had won any of the matches, would have paid them 5,000 USD. The AFCON that when you win, you are getting less than $5 million. That is after qualifying for the tournament. You have to play to win to get $5 million. When we qualify for the FIFA World Cup, we are guaranteed a minimum of 11.5 million USD. And that is, if you want to even use the rates that were paid for the previous World Cup. We made around 11.5 million US dollars. If you combine the monies that is given to the Football Association to prepare for the tournament, and then what we get for group stage exit. So once we qualify for the World Cup, we get to the tournament and we play and we exit at the group stage, there's a value of, and it may even increase, but the minimum $11.5 million. How do you expect to pay same bonus you pay for AFCON qualifier for the World Cup? So the standard, in the wisdom of the minister then and in the wisdom of the Football Association, they know and appreciate that the two tournaments do not give us the same value. So they were paying $5,000 for AFCON if the team had won matches in the AFCON qualifiers. And then the World Cup, they said, okay, we will continue to pay the $5,000. But if the team qualifies, then there is additional value. Then we have about $11.5 million to access. So then we will pay additional $5,000 so that the boys are motivated. And I don't know why, when it comes to the Black Stars, everybody feels that money should not be a motivational factor. But in what we do at our respective workplaces, when salaries delay for 3 days, when people's salaries are increased and others are not, then people have reasons to be reluctant. They have reasons to misbehave. They have reasons to do things anyhow. They have reasons to complain. Look, in our part of the world, money is the motivation in everything we do. We cannot run away from that. The Black Stars are also humans. So we should not expect that when it comes to the Black Stars, money cannot be a motivation, or it is wrong for money to be a motivation for the Black Stars. And let's put that aside. Here, we are talking about value. That the value of the AFCON and the value of the World Cup are not the same. So you cannot treat the two competitions or qualifiers the same. Again, what we know about the Black Stars budget and expenditure. There was another bit or component of the budget that I saw a lot of people, make hue and cry about, criticizing the Football Association and all of that. And sometimes it hurts that our colleague media practitioners will not delve deeper into the issues, will not ask the relevant questions, but we seem to run away with anything we see or hear. Yes, there was a component of the budget which says that 58,000 cedis or $5,000 allocation should be made for internal transportation. The component is internal transportation and fuel. That is what was presented. I don't know why they only captured fuel for Black Stars bus, but that is not it. That portion of the budget is to deal with internal transportation and fuel for the Black Stars bus. But we decided to leave out internal transportation and present fuel for the Black Stars bus. So people will go crazy if you tell them that you are going to use 58,000 cedis to fuel the Black Stars bus within 1 week. It is absolutely absurd. But it is internal transportation and fuel. And the minister mentioned it. But they decided to capture it another way. But as media people, we needed to ask the relevant questions. We needed to delve deeper so that we can deliver to our audience the right information. Now, the minister mentioned that the internal transportation and fuel, somewhere in his submission, he mentioned that even for the match officials alone, because for the match officials, you have the 4 set of referees. The referee, his assistant, and then the 4th referee. You have the match commissioner. You have the match coordinators. You have venue this. You have that. And so sometimes the contingent from CAF could number more than 10, 12. And the minister mentioned, when he was talking about another issue, that sometimes they have to rent 3 cars and fuel those cars for the match officials. I have traveled and covered the team. When the team travels, they go with other officials from the Football Association. Sometimes the Federation President, if the FA President here had followed the team to Chad, possibly he would have been given a car to use in Chad. If he's not given, they would have to rent. But as hospitable as we are as Ghanaians, and as good and well as we treat people when they come to play in Ghana, apart from the away team bus, we give them extra mini bus for their logistics. Their officials, management committee members who travel here, cars are rented for them. Those cars are fueled. If the FA president travels, he gets one car to himself. So the rentals and the fuel for all those cars, including the Black Stars team bus and the minibus that usually always follows the Black Stars team, with the logistics and the other equipment they use, all of that accumulate to the $5,000. And someone should tell us that it is an exorbitant figure. Someone should tell us that it is outrageous having to rent 3 cars for match officials, renting a bus for the away team, renting a minibus for the away team, renting saloon cars for their officials, and fueling all these cars, including the Black Stars bus, which was bought in 2008. And you know that when engines of cars are used over a long period of time, they even consume more fuel than fresh engines. So all of this accumulating to 58, the team is in charge. And I have run checks with officials in charge. And when they got to charge, they have had to rent additional cars for the team. And one car, from my checks, is costing about $500. One rental. So if there's 5,000 USD allocated for internal transportation, and those cars, let's say we rent to, because the management committee members are there. They are protocol team from the Football Association. Those people cannot sit in the Black Stars bus, because we have a history from 2014 when management committee members and officials were sitting in the buses of the Black Stars and were sleeping in the same hotel. We had players and management committee members exchange blows. So we cannot send management committee members to Chad and ask them to be using the same bus. And sometimes the operation, they would have to go for pre-match. Sometimes they even have to send the equipment way before the team arrives from training. There are other operational activities around the team. So if we rent 2 cars in Chad for $500 USD over 2 days, it means $2,000 is already gone, leaving $3,000. So is this outrageous? Let us not do things that will disrupt our focus on qualifying for USA, Mexico, Canada 2026, because that is the ultimate goal. Now, the Football Association has responded. This is the official, yes, okay, it says, GFA, I'll do this and then we will wrap up. And I like how maturely the Football Association has dealt with the whole issue. It says, GFA statement on Black Stars. And I'll read through. It says, the Ghana Football Association, GFA, has taken careful note of statements made at the press briefing on Tuesday, September 2, 2025, by the Ministry of Sports and Recreation. As the custodian of Ghana football, the GFA will, in due course, provide clarifications to the issues raised. We, however, deem it prudent at this time to maintain our collective focus on the immediate national task at hand, the crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying matches against Chad tomorrow, Thursday, September 4, 2025 at 1 p.m. and Mali on Monday, September 8, 2025 at 7 p.m. The Black Stars require the unflinching support of all Ghanaians as they prepare to navigate these important encounters. The unity and commitment of our supporters have always been the team's greatest strength, and we urge the nation to keep this spirit alive. Once the match against Mali is concluded, the GFA will make its comprehensive remarks regarding the ministry's statement. We extend our sincere appreciation to all Ghanaians for their understanding and their continued support for the Black Stars and all our national teams. Signed, Communications Department, Ghana Football Association. And that is my opinion, that the GFA has dealt very maturely with, Nana Kwesikam, I don't know what you are saying. The GFA has dealt very maturely with the issue because, look, what from this statement you can deduce that the GFA also has a position that is likely to contrast the ministry's position. I understand that Honorable Mustafa Yusuf's team, the immediate past sports minister, is also preparing a statement. So imagine that the GFA had come out reacting to the things the ministry has said. And then we had the former sports minister, Mustafa Yusuf, and his team also engaged in a banter. We would have thrown these Black Stars qualifiers into chaos. But we are grateful that the Football Association says they will wait until after the game against Mali. Then they will react accordingly and appropriately. This has been another edition of Editorial with Metro Sports. This is the position of Metro Sports. It may not necessarily reflect my position. Let's do a quick break. When we return, the gentlemen are in the house. Jerry Free Pemka is here. The prodigal uncle, Jonathan Akron, is also here. We'll delve into the issues. The fortune man would also be here with the burning alt. We're back shortly after this break.
Are you a headmaster, headmistress, parent, teacher, or an educator looking for high-quality textbooks for preschool, primary, and junior high school students? Look no further than Advocate Publishing Company. Advocate Publishing Company is a leading publisher of educational materials in Ghana that publishes very engaging, interactive, and comprehensive textbooks that meet the needs of students, teachers, and parents. Our textbooks are thoroughly published to make learning fun and easy. They are also designed to stimulate critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity in students. Make Advocate Publishing your preferred choice for all your educational needs. Explore our range of textbooks and educational resources. Visit us at the old GNTC yard near Kingsway, Accra. You can contact us on 0503 786 776 or 02408 06354, also 0531 600360, and connect with us on Instagram, X, and Facebook at Advo Publishing. Don't settle for less. Choose the best. Advocate Publishing Company, empowering young minds one textbook at a time. Thinking Publishing, think Advocate Publishing.
His uncle are almost here.
Wait a minute. This one too, your friend Kwame.
Wait, Kwame. As in the same Kwame again?
Yes, mommy.
I'm the second coming. Into all this tension just to reintroduce that broke boy from Kaswa.
Why would you deceive the family like this again?
Now I understand the whole delay. Troll from Kaswa. Why wouldn't he be late? Obeying later.
Of course.
Star 712 hash, star 712 hash. Yeah. You go be the luckiest. Copy from Georgia be luckiest. From not the cause she be luckiest. Yeah, you go be luckiest. No matter why you're luckiest. Everybody go be the luckiest.
That's Kwame!
Send your God up boom. If you put it at all, so would the coming of the Son of Man be. Is that his car?
Dial star 712 hash. Choose your ticket. Enter your lucky number. Follow the prompt and let destiny handle the rest.
This promotion is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform.
Some loves are born in the blink of an eye.
I've been madly in love with her since the first time I saw her. Then let's get married today.
I'll be the happiest woman in the world by your side.
And they kill your soul in a flash. Televisa presents You Are the One. Angela dreams of keeping her promise to be a great doctor and help her people. To Alvaro, ambition is stronger than his dream. And this greed will lead him to commit the worst betrayal to the woman he loves.
I will have a husband no matter what.
Samantha, will you please marry me?
Turning all her dreams into painful disappointments and dangerous consequences.
I've been waiting for you to answer my calls, Alvaro. I haven't heard anything from you. I've sent you so many messages, but you've never responded.
Have you left the bus station?
I just want to pay my debt and get out of here.
Her photographs are going to sell fast, and she will be our gold mine. Our clients will love those.
Are you looking for a boyfriend? all right?
The Jamal was wonderful. You know, it's true, I was a watermelon. Or a water yam. We used to call it water yam. Those of us who were not good at sports in school. But it's funny. There's something they call the genetic jump.
You're still live on Metro Sports with us, with me, Michael Kofiudro. My guest already here. The show is big on your views. Share your thoughts with us. 0533-292525. 0533-292525. My guest already seated. Mahama Shaibu is here. Mahama Shaibu is a sports pundit, and he's a writer as well. Good morning, Mahama, and thanks for the time.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
I trust you're doing well.
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine.
Jonathan Akron is here this morning. Good morning, Jonah, and thanks for the time.
Good morning, Michael.
I trust you are well.
By the grace of God.
Jonah is already picking up fights with us off air, but we're still in it. Jerry Afriye Pemka is one-time editor, Kumasi Asante Kotoko Express, and a seasoned broadcaster. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Michael.
I always admire your new look.
Thank you.
I'm trying to grow my hair so that I can also twist it like yours. Jonathan cannot do this. He's gone past his prime, and so this is not for his likes. Jonathan Akron, we have had editorial. We'll combine it with our substantive topic for today, the minister's press conference. I'm sure you may have one or two pointers from the minister's presser.
Yeah, I want to say good morning to our cherished viewers and those who admire Metro TV over the years and wherever they are. I say good morning to them. Mike, the sports minister's presser yesterday, they say better late than never. It was not just a promise from the sports minister. I need to get this clear. It was also part of a statement that was given at a SONA by His Excellency,
the President.
The President himself. Now, from this time now, they'll make sure the budget of the Black Stars is disclosed to us as a state, as a nation, before they embark on any agenda or any trip or any game. Lo and behold, we've played first two games. We never saw that. We started castigating them, asking questions. On this platform, I remember myself and others, we keep asking and knocking at the doors of the minister because he was here, sat at where Jerry was sitting. You hosted him for close to 2 hours, and he made those statements as well here. So we're getting back on his word to tell us. Today, in less than, like you said, less than 48 hours or around 48 hours to another kickoff, third game for the Black Stars.
It was less than 48 hours.
Yes, because of the time the game will kick off in Jamina. So for the next, 2 days, somebody will say 2 days to a game, he has come to tell us. And so I also heard you say that why the proposed budget and the approved one. He need to justify the one he has approved. And what will be the justification?
But is the justification to the people who prepared the budget or Ghanaians? Because in any case, Ghanaians didn't know about that.
That's it. So Ghanaians should know what the and don't forget.
What would that do? What would be the benefit of Ghanaians knowing?
To clear doubts. Because when he comes out that this is what we have accepted, what was proposed and this is what we have accepted. And maybe what was even proposed, you've added some to the proposal. How will you know? We, fortunately enough, we are some of us are in a position where we always do put up budgets for tournaments, especially sporting tournaments. As I'm speaking now, tomorrow I'm submitting one for an 8-team tournament in Teshi. So definitely it's a proposed budget. It will go through scrutiny, and definitely I know Chama will touch certain areas of the budget, will ask some questions, and then finally approved because it must come on. And so that's exactly what I think the minister did which was fair to me. But you touched at, or you reminded us of certain areas in the budget we've also seen, like creating an impression that it is this government that is cutting bonuses or stopping the giving of bonuses to management members, which has not been there. And even in their first game, their first week in Madagascar and Chad, we are privy to information. He never paid any bonus, winning bonus to, but they won both games to the management members, headed by Dr. Ransford Abbey. He never paid anything to them. Stevie Appiah and the rest, Moses Ama, he never gave them anything in terms of winning bonus. You come out to tell us from now. When you say from now, that means just in recent times you've given them. And this has been done, like Michael said, whereby it was slashed. That thing has been taken off. I think after the World Cup 2022, when they were giving appearance for those things, where there was hue and cry. They've never been paid winning bonuses, even for qualification to
Jonathan
AFCON 2023.
And I asked this question yesterday, and people, Nana Dakwah, and even the minister were quick to react that I am asking that because just yesterday there was an announcement of my appointment as a member of the Black Stars B Management Committee. So they thought that it was a question of interest, but very far from that. Is it wrong for management members to be paid bonuses?
No. I always say that
because what they do comes with a lot of risk.
Of course, I said of that. We were there. I was there with you, the Ghana-Chad game, and we saw how tirelessly
people like Moses Ama
Paka,
who had to donate his personal money to help get the Accra Sports Stadium ready for the game.
And was
Dr. Richard Isejre, Dr. Randy Abbey. Look, these people have left their families, left their regular jobs, some of them personal businesses.
Of course.
Flown from Accra to N'Djamena.
Spend days
there. And we feel that it is not necessary to reward them for their efforts. You need to
at least give them some remunerations. Don't tell us that you slash it totally off the radar. What are you putting in? I mean, so this is where we all need to talk. Say something about it, because to say you've totally taken it out, which has not been there for some time now, we thought you even review that particular aspect of the budget and say something about the management committee. You need to come clear so that these qualifications to World Cup, man, they are also taking $100,000 and those things will not come in the question. So you give us a short and long-term plan as to how management members are treated. Because we all know the players are taking per diems. Now, there was one issue that was also not treated well. We need to ask, per diem means the day you land at a camp and be remunerated. So we're asking, somebody comes 2 days after, short of the time that he needs to arrive. So the proposed 26-month per diem from the Sunday that is being earmarked for their landing, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, somebody comes on Wednesday, like maybe Thomas Partey, will he take the 2 days that he has not been in camp? We need to come clear on all these. I get him, because it is still money, and that can serve other interests. Now, with the hiring of cars, I want to say it is a non-starter and it should be cleared out. We have a lot of flashy cars in our system already. So we should make it...
Which system?
Oh, but when we were doing the Africa Games, there are some we rented and we have some here. Our ministry, for 1 or 2 days, to save cost of renting cars, $10 per day and that stuff, the ministries can give us, any of the ministries can give us some of their splashy cars for 2 days. 2 days that an away team will use. We are in this country and ministers and state agencies are driving.
Have you checked whether the ministry has got a pool of cars where...
Well, pool. We don't need to go and check by marking them, but we see them drive them.
So Jonah, what you are saying is that if Ghana has a game against Mali, as we have on Monday, and the Malian contingent arrive in Ghana, we should go to the sports ministry and then say that maybe we should take maybe the chief director's car, the official car, the finance officer, then we take. Then we
of
give
course,
it to the
and then
Malian
for that 2 days they use. There are other cars in the ministries, even in Flagstaff House. Some of even don't. We're in this country, and you see a presidential or vice presidential convoy, 24 cars for what? For what? Michael, there are cars in the system that for 2 days can be used, rented, not rent, but give to. So you want to tell me when we are having a visit by a foreign prime minister or vice president or something, do they rent the car?
You know that I asked this same question.
You didn't rent the car?
Yeah, no, I asked this same question, and then I was told that the presidency has some cars for protocol. They have some protocol cars. And there are times where, depending on the event or the weight of the person visiting, there are times that they have had to rent additional cars.
There are times that they have to.
Yes.
That means not all the time.
Not all the time.
We know. Go to state protocol. How many? We need two cars. Maximum 3.
No, more than that.
Okay, we need
because the minister
5,
said that for the match officials, it is 3. And then for the other contingent, I'm sure they will do 1 minivan. Apart from the bus, they'll do 1 minivan and maybe 2 or 3 other cars for the officials.
Michael, we have.
Okay.
We have.
But that's not a bad suggestion. That's a good suggestion.
We should save cost. We don't have dialysis machines in hospital. People are dying. Our health sector is collapsing. Our educational sector is upgrading itself small. But we still have challenges. We shouldn't spend money at wrong places.
Okay, please wrap up for me. Let me go to Mama Shaibu for his thoughts.
The minister, I can say some of the things he did were showboating. Some of them were showboating. They're just pure politicking to make as if the previous government did not do well. Yes, they may have their flaws, but some are just showboating. I can say it without fear or favor. It is there. We can all see. Because and if like I've said earlier concerning the remuneration for the management members and staff, they are just showboating, and so there are critical issues we need to tackle in terms of our sport. So we'll find appropriate time to deal with that. But we should know some of the contingency funds, what they are really needed for, or the nitty-gritty of which should be explained, and when part of the money like miscellaneous expenses are returned, we should also be made to know. Okay. Thank you, Michael.
Mahama Shaibu.
Confusion, chaos, mayhem. That is what we find ourselves in.
Are you sure?
Yes. Because when we have few hours to a game against Chad, a team that some of us might deem as minnows, but we know how important such a game is. We know it's a must-win game. We know if we are able to win tomorrow's game and if we are able to beat Mali on Monday, it's likely that the Black Stars might be able to qualify for the World Cup. So at this time, I don't think the discussions should be centered around the Black Stars budget. It should rather be centered around how the Black Stars is going to play in the game against Chad, the hype in camp, the atmosphere and all that. I don't think we should be so focused on the budget. And saying that, I remember when John Mahama, our president, John Mahama, spoke in his first State of the Nation address. One of the things that he spoke about was that going forward, the Black Stars budget was going to be made public and so on. But I just feel like if we want to create some sort of transparency, some sort of honesty, some sort of accountability, then it shouldn't only be with the Black Stars. It should be across everything that has to do with sports, everything that has to do with the ministry. So the idea by the president that we are going to see transparency and accountability going forward is one that I thought back then was laudable, and I still think it's laudable. However, since that State of the Nation address, the Black Stars played in the game against Chad.
Okay.
The Black Stars again played in the game against Madagascar. And in all these 2 games, we didn't see the budgets, neither did we see the expenditure of the teams. So if the minister is now coming out to give us the budget and then what has been approved for the game against Chad and then the game against Mali, for me, I feel it would be appropriate for him to tell us or for him to let us see. It should reveal to us what was spent in the previous games. Because from then, we can be able to make some sort of calculations. For instance, there have been talks that bonuses to the Black Stars management members, it's something that has no place in our expenditure. There has been so many talks about that. But now, we've heard the sports minister saying on authority, saying emphatically that the Black Stars, the bonus given to the Black Stars Management Committee members will no more be in place. What he is trying to say is that in the past, Black Stars Management members have been paid what? Bonuses. And per what I've heard, that is not the case. So if he is trying to establish that fact, then I think we have to see the past expenditure, which was in the previous game against Chad and in the game against Madagascar. We have to see how much the Black Stars Management Committee members were paid. So from there, we can use to make a concrete analysis. Again, one other thing too that I feel we haven't been treated fairly on is on how some of the explanations have been made on some of the budget allocations. Today, I was privileged to follow an interview of the sports minister on another radio station. And he was explaining the player bonuses. He said the players are going to receive what? $5,000. And then another $5,000 is going to be put in place for them when they qualify for the World Cup, making what? $10,000.
Then nothing has changed.
Then nothing has changed.
Because that's the standard practice.
So nothing has changed. But so we shouldn't create an environment that something has changed. He had to explain that during the press briefing that, look, the $10,000 that is currently in the budget, we are going to give the players, or usually the modus operandi is that we give the players, or we give the Black Stars, we give the players, the people working for the Black Stars, we give them $5,000, and the remaining $5,000 is being saved when the team qualifies for the World Cup. If the team doesn't qualify for the World Cup, that $5,000 will not be used. Okay. That is the sort of explanation that we needed from the ministry.
So it means the budget is still 10,000. It has not been slashed. The winning bonus is 10,000.
Still 10,000.
Because if we qualify, the money will be paid anyway.
Exactly. So that tells us that nothing has actually changed. It's just for optical reasons that the ministry spoke.
Something has changed.
What has changed?
Nothing has changed.
With the winning bonus.
Something has changed.
Okay, what has changed?
If they qualify, that's the underlying word. If they qualify,
so in the past, if they don't qualify, they still don't get it.
Yes,
hold on.
They will not get it. But if
do you know that
if you are paying, you can be paying.
No,
and you don't
Jonathan
qualify.
Akron, hold on.
Like in 2018.
Jonathan Akron, hold on. Do you know that the World Cup qualified standard and Mustafa Yusuf?
Of course.
Do you know it was the same arrangement? Mustafa Yusuf was not paid. 10,000 was the agreed bonus. But 5,000 cedis were paid for the games against Central African Republic, which we won, and against Madagascar. 5,000 was paid, and the other 5,000 will be paid if we qualify. So nothing has changed.
You mean $5,000?
$5,000. Sorry, $5,000.
My Mike.
So it is the same. What we are saying is that it is the same arrangement.
The same arrangement, but Mustafa did not tell us this.
So nothing has changed. The only thing is that the minister, that is why we commended the minister
for making it bare.
For making it public, because it is a campaign promise. Or it is a promise he made. If it's not even a campaign promise, it's a promise he made, and it's a directive from the president. So we commended him for putting it out. But in actual sense, nothing has changed. Jerry, let me come to you.
Let me just.
Okay.
So like I was saying, that it's good that we have the budgets in public lights, but I don't think some of the things that are in the budget have been well explained. For instance, the $10,000 that I spoke of, he had the opportunity yesterday to explain things very well. And then it looks like nothing has changed from what was done from the previous governments. When I started my submission, I spoke of chaos. I spoke of mayhem. Because what it looks like now is that there is some sort of a banter between the FA and then the ministry.
Oh, I don't think the FA has not. The FA has only made it clear that they have a reaction, which they will make later. That cannot be described as a banter.
The reason why,
but I understand the minister has responded.
Exactly.
I'm just
the reason why I'm saying.
Told he said, and this is from our colleague journalist Kelvin Ansa, and he says that he's quoting the minister. He says the GFA statement has no name attached. Who wrote it? Is the person afraid to put his name there? Be bold. Who is communications department? We speak to documents. Are the GFA saying they did not present estimates and that government did not slash their budget? If they respond, we will also respond approximately. Minister for Sports and Recreation, Kofi Adams.
So, like I was saying, it looks like it's a banter because
Okay.
clearly
In this
from
sense.
this, and it seems maybe he's also not aware of some of the way the FA somehow handle their things. When you go to the FA
Because
website,
I'm also aware that for the Black Stars bus in particular, it is the FA that has always paid for the fuel.
so when you go to the FA website,
And that is
for
not
instance,
part of the budget.
when you go to the FA website, for instance, any message that you see, beneath it you see GFA Communications.
Yeah.
That has been
For all their press release.
For all their press release. So it seems like the minister is not in the know about this. So for me, I think it's good that the minister has come out. We now have the budget in public light. But I think the timing is very wrong, number one. Number two, I think some of the components haven't been well explained. And I'm hoping that in the future we are going to get this explanation. And let's not make things look like it's a banter between the FA and then the ministry.
Now,
That is how
I
things have
understand
looked
that Mustafa
currently.
Yusuf,
I know
the immediate
Mustafa
past minister,
Yusuf will also join the
I'm
conversation.
told that, in fact, the production team led by Joel wanted to speak to the former minister or his aide, and I'm told they don't want to speak directly, but they will issue a statement. Okay. So, let me come to Jerry. Jerry.
No, Michael, I think, the issues about Ghana football, the Black Stars, they never seem to go away. They are never new. I mean, we spoke about this issue since when? Ekria Sena Dansoe's time, Dilante Van der Poel's time, Kofi Umado. We've come full circle. And sometimes...
There was also an issue during Muntake's time.
Yeah, we sometimes we just feel tired about some of these issues. Yesterday, I was somewhere doing some work, so I couldn't follow the minister's presser, live. So, I mean, then during the course of time, I saw, the issues popping up on social media, on other platforms, and I realized that, Black Star management members' winning bonus slashed. And I asked myself, since when did we start?
That was cancelled.
Cancelled. Since when did we started paying? I thought we have gone past this over a decade ago.
Yeah.
So why?
Not up to a decade, but well,
since when did we started paying winning bonuses to? Because that for me was a cardinal sin that it should not happen. No civilized society that you pay players, technical team, and pay management members winning bonuses. I'm not against management members being rewarded.
Okay.
Yes, they can be rewarded appropriately, but
not as much as
find a
the
different
players are
name.
taking.
Find a different name for it.
Okay.
Not winning bonus.
Okay.
So I was scandalized. So later I started.
I even asked the question that, okay, if it is a winning bonus and you are having to postpone the payment of the management committee's winning bonus to after qualification, that is tying the management committee's reward to performance. Meanwhile, those that are supposed to defend and score the goals and get us to qualify are receiving their rewards right there.
Yeah. So Michael, I'll come to that one. So the point is, management members winning, being paid winning bonuses is completely out of their window. And what I am against, which I've been preaching since the minister came, that I want cancel, is appearance fee of $100,000 that is paid to management members, because we know that one, it was paid even the 2022 World Cup. That one also is absurd. It's pure absurdity.
Okay, but
in a country that is practicing austerity,
that is not a feature.
And haircuts.
No, that is not a feature
I know,
in this budget.
But
so
it is also management members being rewarded.
Let's deal with the
restrict
issue.
it to this
when
one.
we qualify, we can have that conversation.
Yeah. So in the first place, yes. So that was the main issue, and as you know, it has been revealed or you've made public. I mean, Black Stars management members don't take winning bonuses. So maybe the minister will have to come back with better and further particulars, if indeed they've been receiving it low-key, that we are not aware, undercover. Then they can bring us the evidence, then we can go into it. And I want to find out, maybe the minister paid winning bonuses, in the last 2 days.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe he paid, so we can't just dismiss what the minister is saying. But we will have to wait for him to probably come with, more information.
Okay.
But as for other things like, fuel for transportation and those things, look, I think we have to, categorize ourselves where we find ourselves, whether we want to be, how do you call it, a category 3 sort of country, because in countries like South Africa, Egypt, and even Nigeria, when they travel, even the entourage, the journalists following them, buses are acquired for them by the ministry. Even sometimes the team, they have the standard of transportation they want. Yeah. And they can even reject the transportation that will be given to them by the host. I remember the first time I was involved in some of these things was when TP Mazembe came to Ghana, played Brecum Chelsea. The advance party from DRC had come and they had gone to look for their own accommodation because they have standards. TP Mazembe, they sleep in only 5-star hotels. You understand? They fly either chartered flights or they have their own private jets. And so the advance party had come. They've seen the VIP bars that had been given to them as a team, as the bars from their host. And they wanted another bar. Somebody had recommended me to them. And they said, well, you've seen the bars, it's okay, but it is not up to their standard. They want to give it to their journalists who are traveling. So if I could get them a better bus, you understand? If teams like Morocco and Egypt, if they come here, they can reject all everything.
I remember Egypt were once here.
I'm just giving an example.
They rejected the bus we gave them. They rejected the hotel and everything that we offered.
And so sometimes, if Ghana is traveling to certain countries, no disrespect to Chad, but where we know their economic condition is not, the best. Sometimes
there are times where the economic conditions may be good, but they will still want to treat you in a certain way.
Yes, and so you might get there and you have to, do quick changes. You need to get a new hotel, you need to get a new bus, and so some of these things they are just estimates. And we know that the FA always travel, the team always travel with a purse holder from the ministry. So I don't see the hula baloo about some of these things, except maybe to score 1 or 2 political points here. But we wanted to see the budget. Okay. You understand? And if there are any new things the government wants to do or the minister thinks we should do, he should state it. But some of the things that he went to about buses, about training grounds, about this, I think those ones, it's neither here nor there, because if you travel with the national team sometimes, if you don't have an advance party there to make sure that everything is okay, you can be given a very rude, shock of your life, and you might have to. So yes, it's happy that it has come. I am not too happy with the timing, but all the same.
Okay, let's do some messages that have come through our social media platforms and WhatsApp line. This one says, you guys were complaining about the minister when he did not bring out Black Stars budget at first. Now the person brings out the budget with details you are complaining to. You, some of these sports journalists in this country, hate accountability and transparency. Minister is following the president's order. See how you're sweating, all because it doesn't suit your agenda. Well, it is not a personal agenda, it's the position of Metro Sports. This one says, why is sports presenters screaming? Can't just speak without emotions? Okay. It just tells the level of passion we have for the sport. This one says, Michael, you are crying more than the bereaved. Akwetia need road to, though players also enjoy big signings after every World Cup tournament. Okay. This one says, good morning, Michael and the team. On the ministers pitching the proposed budget against the approved budget, some of us won't have known there has been any reduction if the minister had not shown what was proposed as against what was approved. On the remaining 5K bonus being paid after qualification, the minister clarified that it will be paid after qualification on Sporty FM this morning. Andrew from Accra, Newtown, says, on management committee members' bonuses, why was it included in the budget if it had been scrapped by previous administration? Okay. This one says, for probity and accountability sake, I think the ministry acted in good faith and ought to be applauded for at least doing something right in a long while, except to say that the channel of communication vis-a-vis the FA and ministry or government should be worked on to prevent incidences of this nature, especially when players are camped awaiting crucial games. Let's I forget, I think there should have been further deduction to Anna Jomo from Pokwase Festus. The minister's decision is to make both the proposed and approved budgets public, shows a strong commitment to transparency and accountability. By reviewing and reducing the budget, the minister demonstrates prudent financial management and a desire to prevent wasteful spending. This action helps build public trust, as citizens can clearly see how funds are being allocated and controlled. It also sets a positive precedent for other sectors to prioritize fiscal discipline and openness in managing public resources. We had been doing PR for GFA for years, yet our country is suffocating with lack of basic social infrastructure. The Black Queens had achieved high standards in world football. Why don't we see these advocates for them? We need to be honest with ourselves. Kwabena Boateng Cantonment. Kwabena, if you watch the show when the Queens won bronze, I spent this speaking passionately about how I feel the Queens were not treated well, especially with our reward scheme for them. This one says, I'm very disappointed with this PR. Land Cruiser renting in Accra is between 2,500 cedis to 3,000 cedis. Fuel is maximum 1,500 cedis. That's 4,000 cedis maximum. That's a maximum of 4,500. If you're renting more cars, the company even gives it to you at 2,000 cedis. If GFA, after all the money is gotten from FIFA, can't even buy cars for operations and have to rely on rentals, then we are doomed. Who manages this company? Who manages his company this way? If GFA gets 5,000 USD for renting cars, 10 matches gives them 50,000 USD. That can buy a very fair Toyota Prado Land Cruiser. Is this not a waste of money in the name of rentals? This is a very poor, editorial from Akosia Boatima. Okay. Good morning, my good friend. If GFA budget is known to us, they should come and tell us how much do the chief... Okay, it says they should come out to tell us. Thanks for... Okay, Lawrence. That is not up for discussion. Dr. Ahunto of La. He says, it's an honor for any footballer to play at the World Cup. Hence, they should be grateful to the country than the country being grateful to them. The budget has been cut, and if any GFA member is not happy, they can walk out. Let's stop talking if someone is being forced to stay at GFA. But another point we also need to note is that not every player who plays in the qualifies is guaranteed a place in the final squad for the World Cup. This one says, good morning, Michael. I'm really sad and disappointed in your editorial this morning. I watched the press briefing yesterday. The minister was asked a direct question on previous and current budgets. He says, your animated presentation suggests your defense of the corrupt old system. You journalists are part of the problems of corruption in Ghana. I support the Honorable Minister 100%. Paul Avoka from East Legon. Yashin Lai, Champion TM, says, good morning, Kofi and your wonderful team. I believe we should follow the maturity of the GFA by focusing on the 2 games ahead of us. We have enough time to discuss the substantive issues later. That's a good one, TM. This one says, good show. I think government looks at a bigger picture. Sports journalists look only at sports. Okay. Let's go to SMS and do some messages from SMS too. This one says, good morning. My name is Eugene. Though texting from who? I think this budget should have been discussed after the games are played because it can affect the players and management psychologically. Please, is Metro TV going to telecast the football match live? Obiba from La Paz. Obiba, as at yesterday, the minister mentioned that no local station had been able to acquire the right to telecast these matches live. But we're sure it will be on Super Sport or so. So we'll continue to monitor. Okay. Okay, we still have some messages. This one says, good morning to you, Michael. I support your opinion 100%. I think the timing of the release of the budget is wrong. Like you said, if he had come 3 weeks earlier, we would have taken all divergent views, and the Football Association would have found it appropriate to react. By the time the team come for camping, the issue would have died out. Okay, my good friend from AUCB, then AUCC, Lamin. Lamin says, good morning, Senior MOK. I believe what the minister did was in light of transparency which was promised by the President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So I do not see anything wrong from making the budget of the national team public. I only disagree with him for slashing some of the budgetary allocations. He should have combined both African Cup and World Cup bonuses, the two tournaments. Okay. And, okay, but it is important to state that nobody is against the minister making the budget public. And from the beginning, I mentioned that we all want accountability and transparency. And I applauded the minister for keeping to his words, because he was sitting where Jerry is sitting now and promised that the president directed that during the State of the Nation address. And so we appreciate it, except that some of us have issues with the timing. And that's our personal opinion. And this is the editorial presented is the position of Metro Sports on the subject matter. There are times where the editorials, I have had the contrasting views to the editorial. But as produced by Metro Sports, I have to present it that way. And so we've got to accept it. Nobody has any personal or hidden agenda. Let's say a special happy birthday to our beloved WO2, Linda Dana. On this special day, we celebrate your strength, courage, and love. As a co-pillar of our family and dedicated servant of the Ghana Army, you inspire all of us. May your birthday be filled with joy, honor, and cherished moments. We love and appreciate you more than words can say. From your husband and children, Phil, Phyllis, and Perry. Happy birthday to Mr. Jonas Ayigba. As a dedicated member of St. Catherine Catholic Church youth community, may your commitment to your faith continue to guide, inspire, and elevate you to greater heights. From your fellow youth at St. Catherine Catholic Church at Bema Camp. Today we celebrate the light you bring into the lives of everyone around you. Your faith, wisdom, and devotion to God's work inspire those who know you. May the Lord bless you with strength, fresh anointing, divine health, and greater grace for the journey ahead. May your heart desires align with His perfect will. Happy birthday, Apostle Johnny Odua, coming from your ministry and loved ones. Happy birthday to my sweet husband, Apostle Johnny Odua. This one is coming from your wife. He says, I wish you peace, overflowing blessings today and always from your family. We love you to the max. Happy birthday, Apostle. Happy birthday to Mr. Gregory Benambo. May God continually empower you and order your steps to greater height. This one is coming from all your friends and loved ones. From Raman Kubaja, special happy birthday to sweet Ohima Sika Adepa. You are 7 years and in class 2 at Faith Kids School of Excellence. We ask for in-depth wisdom and knowledge for you. Mommy Ohinewa Kese Boahin loves you so much. Hip, 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 hooray. That's how we wrap up this edition of Metro Sports. Big thanks to you, Mahama Shaibu, to you, Jonathan Akron, and of course, to you, Jerry Efiye Pemka. Finally, happy birthday to Dora Mesisa. This one is from Joe Omar Bejibe and all your friends. They love you and they ask of the light of the Lord to shine upon your path. I'm Michael Kofi Odro. Thanks for staying with us. Good afternoon, Ghana. S up next. Have a blessed day.
Ghana Fest Europe from October 23rd to 25th, 2025. It's your chance to forge partnerships that will transform your growth trajectory. Are you a Ghanaian business ready to conquer new frontiers? This is the ultimate platform to showcase your high-quality Ghanaian products and services. Attract foreign direct investment into your enterprise, from fintech to agro-processing, real estate to pharmaceuticals. Opportunities like this are rare. Spaces for exhibitors are highly competitive, and B2B slots fill up fast. Visit GhanaFestEurope.com or GhanaChamber.org or pick up your registration form